This video explains how to filter data frame rows based on a range of numbers using the R programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the R code. In this video I will show you several examples, and all of these examples are based on the example data frame that we can create with lines 2 to 4 of the code. So after running these lines of code, a new data set called data is appearing at the top right, and we can print this data frame to the RStudio console by running line 5 of the code. And then you can see at the bottom in the RStudio console that we have created a data frame containing 7 rows and the 3 columns x1, x2 and x3. And you can also see that the first column, x1, contains different numbers. Now let's assume that we want to extract all the data frame rows where the data frame column x1 contains the numbers in the range between 3 and 5. Then we can apply the in operator, as you can see in line 7 of the code. And in this line of code, I'm specifying the name of our data set. Then I'm using square brackets to subset our data frame. Then I'm using the dollar operator to extract the first column from our data frame. And then I'm using the in operator to search which of the values in this column are in the range between 3 and 5. And then I'm storing this output in a new data frame object that I'm calling data new1. So after running line 7 of the code, this new data frame object is appearing at the top right, and we can print our data frame subset by running line 8 of the code. And then you can see that we have extracted only 3 rows of our input data frame, and all of these 3 rows contain a value in the range between 3 and 5 in the data frame column x1. So in this first example, I have explained how to use square brackets and the in operator to subset our data frame. However, there are many different alternatives, and in the remaining part of this video, I want to show you 3 additional alternatives. So in the second example, I'm going to use the subset function to subset our data frame. And within the subset function, I'm specifying the name of our data set. And then once again, I'm using the in operator. So the difference between example 2 and example 1 is that this time I'm using the subset function instead of square brackets. As in the previous example, I'm storing the output of this in a new data frame object that I'm calling data new2, and I'm printing this data frame at the bottom in the RStudio console. So after running lines 10 and 11 of the code, you can see that the same output is returned as in the previous example. However, this time we have used the subset function. It is also possible to create such a subset based on the dplyr package. And for this, we first need to install and load the dplyr package, as you can see in lines 13 and 14 of the code. I have installed this package already, so for that reason, I'm just going to load it with line 14 of the code. And then in the next step, I'm going to use the filter function in combination with the in operator to filter our data frame rows. And as in the previous examples, I'm storing the output of this in another data object, and then I'm also printing this data object. So after running lines 16 to 18 of the code, you can see that our same data frame object is returned once again. However, this time we have used the filter function of the dplyr package. Another alternative that is provided by the dplyr package is shown in lines 20 to 22. So in these lines of code, I'm once again using the filter function. However, then I'm also using the between function of the dplyr package. And within this function, I'm specifying the name of the column and the lower and upper range of our data frame column. So after running lines 20 to 22 of the code, you can see that once again, our subset is returned. However, this time we have used the filter between functions of the dplyr package. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage, statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video, so you can find it there. If you have liked this video, or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.